This is Kyle again with Eden's Vine. Welcome back on another episode of Eden's Vine. So I almost forgot to tell you guys have a twofer this weekend with the irrigation and plumbing. So in the house, there's a water filter, and that water filter services the whole property. And we had a little issue with our ultraviolet light. So in that, the new aftermarket ultraviolet light was machined just a little too big. And so when it went into the chamber to, when it went into the canister, it ended up causing a little bit of a hang up in there, and trying to get that thing out and in, it ended up breaking the internal glass of that canister, which is a real problem. So we ended up having to do a little service repair on that, and I'm going to show you guys what we did to fix that issue. 1-inch elbow, 1-inch pecs. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see. 1-inch pecs. And we have a problem over here. The specific bulb, the UV bulb that they gave us, was just like a hair too big. And so when it went in here, it actually broke the casing on the inside of this. So because it broke, I don't know where everything's settled out. I'm pretty sure it's like settled down here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's an elbow right over here, or it's in here somewhere, but nonetheless, it didn't get past my post filter. So I got my filtration here for the whole house and the vineyard, and this is the post filter. I'm going to cut right here. Got to be kind of close because we want to make sure that this has enough room. The SharkBite fitting has enough room to get on there, which it should. So I got a cut there, and then I'm going to come up with that PEX step here, and I'm going to 90 off of that too. Alright, so cutters, nothing fancy. Gonna get right up next to it. And now I'm probably gonna get some water coming out of here. So I'm gonna take a little bucket, put that up under there. It might not fit because I've got my generators right here, so let me twist that out of the way right quick. Hopefully that's not in the way. Alright, let's see if we can. And it's a little bit better. Alright. Okay. Yep, there we go. A little bit of water going into my bucket. Alright. Next thing, I'm going to take my PEX. I'm going to go ahead and push this on right now. And it just pushes in there. Okay. So make sure it's in there. I just push it on the ground. I want to go ahead and get that on there so that I'm not pushing down on this right here. Okay. So I want to go ahead and get that one on there. The other one's not too bad because once I get it cut, I'm gonna pop that 90 on and then push it back this way, and as you can see, all that's pretty solid, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to push this on like this, and yeah, it can be at an angle here, so, because it, all these PEX fittings turn for you. Alright, so I'm going to rough cut this, probably about like right here. I'm going to leave it just a little bit long. There we go. Alright, that's actually pretty close. So, but I'll probably have to cut it down just a little bit more. So, there we go. Just to be I've got a little bit of play here, but I don't want too much torque down here. So, I'm going to just kind of see where that needs to be. Probably going to cut right about there. And you can mark it, but I'm just going to use my finger, kind of position my blade. right. There we go. That should be good. So now I'm going to cut right about here on the other one. So I'm going to get my spot. I'm going to be right about there. I'm going to let that go out of the way. Get that out of the way. Here we go. Might have a little bit more water, but maybe not too much. Yep. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut this, because nothing up here turns. So these aren't elbows or anything, so none of that will turn. And I need to give myself space. And I'm not ready to take this off of here yet. I just need to get this bypassed because there's an issue over here. And it's basically when that cracked, the water could come out of here, and I don't want it coming out of there for very obvious reasons. But nonetheless, like, I just want to get around this for now and then come back with another UV filter later. So here we go, coming up. And then I'm just going to push this on. Make sure it's good and snug. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right. So now everything's good and snug. I'm going to turn on my valves and we're going to see and make sure everything's running. Okay? All right, here we go. Alright, let me show you over here. I'm going to leave this valve closed. And I'm just going into a bucket right now. I'm about to pressure test everything. So this is open. It's running through here, through my filter, over here. It's coming up and over to a closed ball valve, and that ball valve is pressure testing my fittings. Okay, so there's no leaking and no leaking, so I know it's on there and I know it's right. Okay, the only thing that's leaking is this, because there's still a little water in there, and I'm okay with that. All right, I might actually cut that off, and I might actually cut this off and just make sure it's out of the way. All right, now to the house. And there are some fixtures open in the house already, so I wouldn't be surprised if my wife comes running out here going, oh, there's a problem. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Everything's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go close those fixtures inside. I'm gonna cut this off, and that'll be it. I'm done. I'm happy with that. That works. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little repair we made. That was an early morning repair that we made. I ended up making a trip to the depot real early in the morning, but I did get by the gym and get it in before I went there. So, that, I guess there's a benefit to everything. I got to take care of, myself a little bit and take care of the property. So, real quick fix. You guys have any questions about it, let me know. If you guys like the video, let me know too. Please click like, please click subscribe if you want to keep seeing content like this. So we appreciate you guys. And if you guys have any suggestions for our water filter, anything we should do to soup it up a little bit, man, please send them our way. That water filter I think only goes down to half a micron, so I think we might want to get a little bit smaller than that. And more importantly, I want to get another ultraviolet light on that filter in there. So if you guys have any suggestions for some ultraviolet lights that would fit and be suitable with what we got going on, that'd be great. All right. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for your suggestion. Thank you guys for dropping by Eden's Vine. Y'all have a nice night.